Right. And we're about to kick it over to moonblazewolf for his run, 3-weapon run of Hades. Incredible game by the fine people at Supergiant Games. So whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right, I think we are going. Hi, everybody. I'm moonblazewolf. I'm going to be running Hades for you this evening. It is a roguelike, and because it has these random elements, the first thing I'm actually going to do before we start the run is I'm going to validate. And I'm going to validate by dying here in the first room. This is going to reset the RNG for the official run, so just in case something cool happens, I want the run to be valid. But yeah, we're going to be doing a 3-weapon run tonight. We'll do a quick run through the House of Hades. And hey, the good boys here. You all donated for pets earlier, and I want to go ahead and get those taken care of right now. So you all donated $100 per pet. Plus I owe a pet to B-Dragon. He knows why. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of those now, and then we will start the run proper. So here we go. 6 pets for the good boy.
Okay.
Just as long as one of your
Speeddragon28, thank you for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. Fun fact, I believe the noise, the sounds that Cerebus makes is actually like the dogs of somebody on the Supergiant Games staff.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. It's like, it's an indie game. I'm sure there's a lot of cool stories like that, and they really took the whole petting the dog was like kind of the meme that was coming in, and they were just like, okay, we'll give you a dog to pet.
We'll give you 3 dogs to pet.
You can't stop me, Dad. I'm gonna pet this dog.
Who's the best 3-headed boy?
Yeah, we got a good setup here. I agree with Orpheus as well. Okay, I got one more. Just a tender pet here. All right, and you can relax. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get set up for the run now. So this is a 3-weapon run. That means I'm going to complete the game 3 times with 3 different weapons. As you will see here, there are 6 of them. I'm going to be starting with the railgun, and then I'm going to be switching to the bow, the Haribo, and then finally I'll be doing my 3rd run with the Zagreus shield. Just double checking here that my loadout is set for the first run. I'm going to be starting with the Eris rail. And then this is my mirror. I'm going to turn off the quick kill option there. And you can see I have 3 settings on. My commentator, Firebird Lover, is going to be talking about those as we get going. But I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to be really focused for this run. I'm going to let Firebird and Rhythm do most of the talking. This game is incredibly intense. It is really hard, but it is really fun, and I hope you all enjoy the run. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I will call time when it's going to begin. Time begins when I get control of Zagreus for the first time. So, all right, here we go.
Clarify, this is Firebird, and that was his pact of punishment, not his mirror.
I always do that, sorry.
Yep.
Time.
I do have...
Start.
Before getting started, I do have a request from chat. I have a donation that I'm intending to give at the end of this run. That donation will involve the amount of times people in chat say pew 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 during the gun run. That is going on right now. Hotbot is generous enough to count the number of different people who will say pew 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 at one point or another. I will donate $1 per person. Last I saw, there's about 100 people in chat, so make me spend as much money as you can. For right now...
In the chat right now.
For right now, this first weapon is the rail. You know, the ancient Greek weapon of the gun. And right off the bat, we have gotten the rocket bomb, which is one of 2 boons that we are explicitly looking for this weapon. This particular weapon, the main way it fires is straightforward bullets. They have already been enhanced with Zeus's boon. That means that they deal extra lightning damage, and also that the lightning will then bounce around to other targets. The At the epic level where Blaze got it, that is 14 extra damage on top of 10 damage normally, so Blaze has already more than doubled the damage of the base gun. However, gun
This one's
also
gonna be fun. Sorry.
Gun also has a special way of using it, and that special way of using it is normally fires up into the air and sort of lands, in a circle. But by getting the rocket bomb boon, Blaze turned that into a rocket launcher. So he now has a rocket launcher and a machine gun all in one. Right now, he wants to stand as close to enemies as possible when he fires that rocket launcher, because if Blaze is near the blast of the rocket launcher when it hits, he will gain a plus 75% increase to all damage for 4 seconds. This is a pretty high increase in damage, and will carry him pretty much throughout the game. The reason Blaze was excited a moment ago is because he just got Tidal Dash. Normally, when you start the game, you have an attack button, a special button, both which we already discussed. They are different for each weapon. You also have a dash button. Dash button is normally used simply to move faster and to get a little bit of iframes. Well, now that he's gotten the boon, his dash does one extra thing. Whenever he dashes, he is going to deal approximately 50 to 60 damage, depending on exactly where that rare boon fell, to any creatures that are within the radius of that splash around them. You'll note that the splash is a light blue. One of the things this game does extraordinarily well is it provides good visual cues for people playing it. So therefore, anytime you get a Poseidon boon, for example, it will have a light blue effect to it. Anytime you get an Aphrodite boon, like Blaze got for his special, his rocket launcher, it will have a pink effect to it. He's particularly pleased about having gotten that Aphrodite boon on his rocket launcher, because the rocket launcher has a base 80 damage, which is one of the higher damages of any weapon in the game, and the Aphrodite boon adds a solid approximately 100%, actually at the basic level is exactly 100%, though he's already leveled it up, damage to it. This, by the way, is the first boss of the game. We'll see her two more times in the game, which is good because we're not going to get much time to talk about this particular Fury Sister. She's dead. The Fury Sisters are normally... You can face one of the 3 of them anytime you arrive here. In this particular fight, we were actually facing all 3 at the same time, though Megara was the specific one we needed to kill. The reason we're facing all 3 of them, well, we faced all 3 of them at the same time, is because of that heat effect that Blaze was talking about earlier. The heat effects actually make the game harder. That, despite the fact that they make the game harder, we have activated a few of them specifically because they also make the run faster. The heat effect called Extreme Measures 2 is what added the 2 extra sisters to that fight. That actually makes that particular battle just a little bit slower, a little bit more damaging. But it'll all pay off when we get to Lerny at the end of Asphodel. Speaking of Asphodel, we just entered it. And Asphodel has one very important factor to it. Lava is hot. And, well, this is a bit of a meme in the Hades community because whether you're a casual player or a professional player, there's a good chance you'll end up standing in lava more times than you really want to. And the way that lava works in this game, for the first maybe half second when you're standing in it, it's fine. Zagreus is a god, he has fire immunity. Resistance. He does not have fire immunity, though. And quickly the lava begins to do what lava does, well, to normal people. It hurts. And in this case, the damage builds up very quickly and gets out of control if you stand in it too long. That particular boon that Blaze just got is one he's going to be very excited about. It is a duo boon. Duo boons are combination boons that you can get from if you have the right prereqs from multiple gods. In this case, any time that Blaze finds a pomegranate from this point on. They're called pomegranates of power. Instead of getting +1 level to one of his boons, he will gain +2 levels. Levels on boons are very effective, particularly the first couple levels. As mentioned, the boon from Aphrodite is adding 100% to that base 80 damage. Well, it's already at level 2, which means that it's actually adding about 140%. If he gets another palm, that'll add 2 levels to it and probably put it in the range of about 170 to 180. Bonuses scale down as you get more of them, but still, very good to get that particular duo boon early. What you just saw there was a mini boss, which we'll talk again about when we come through here the second and third time. But short version on that mini boss is it's actually the worst mini boss in the game because it is the slowest mini boss in the game. As we continue on into Asphodel, you'll note that Asphodel, besides having lots of lava, has a lot of these enemies that throw sort of bombs when they die. This is probably one of the more menacing enemies in the game, just because it requires that you dash as you kill the enemy or you take damage. Casual players have a lot of trouble with them. Blaze is very experienced, and you'll note that he came out almost entirely undamaged, and in fact, by the time he walked into this room, he was completely undamaged. That particular healing came from a mirror effect he has that says that anytime he walks into a new room, he will heal 3 health. So far this run has been going pretty well in the fact of getting very good boons, like there, we just got an epic boon that Blaze really wanted. The only thing that has not gone so well is we've gotten very few free rooms. Free rooms are any room where you don't have to fight enemies. For example, this room will be free. We know it will be free because it was opposite of the second shop, and the second shop is always directly before the boss, and if you have an option of taking the shop or another room, the other room always is a free room. This is the second boss in the game, known as the Lernian Bone Hydra, though for short we just call it Lerny. The Lerny has 3 stages. After she's knocked down to 1/3 of her health, she summons 3 extra heads to help her out, and they're already dead. Then she becomes vulnerable again, knock her down to 2/3, so I guess 1/3 of her total health again. She becomes invulnerable, and summons 6 heads to fight for her. You'll note these heads are dying very quickly. This is for a simple reason. Lerny is particularly weak to the gun. But this is, and as you can see, Lerny is about to be dead. Something else was going on in that room, and I'll get a chance to talk about it the next time we face Lerny. Interesting thing about... Yes, we will definitely be back. As Blaze said, we are doing this run 3 times, so this gives me 3 chances to talk about some things that honestly are going to happen very quickly. For example, what Blaze just did here, he equipped the Charon's Hourglass. This is a keepsake that casual players probably almost never equip. The reason being is what it does is it extends the amount of time that temporary items last. Temporary items in this game are purchased from Charon's Wells. They are the purple bowls that Blaze occasionally walks up to. Casual players don't have a lot of interest in most Charon's Wells items because they only last for 3 to 6 rooms, and the bonuses don't seem that high. Also, spending money on something that's temporary seems less useful than spending money on something that's permanent. However,
I'm a little confused where my hammer is, just saying.
Understood.
There is a lot of RNG in this game, but it can still surprise you.
Yep. Blaze is specifically eager for this hammer because of all the 3 weapons he's going to use, the rail is the one that gets the most bang for its buck by getting specific Daedalus hammer upgrades. On the other hand, he's also getting a lot of palms, and because he got that early duo boon, those palms are extremely effective.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't complain about 3 palms in a row, but yeah.
Returning back to that Charon's Hourglass, as I said, they add duration, and the way they add duration is Charon's Hourglass are items from Charon's Well are ranked by rated by number of rooms they last. They'll last anywhere from 3 to 6 rooms, and most of these items count rooms based off of number of rooms that you actually get into a battle in. Well, Charon's Hourglass adds 8 rooms to that, and we know that any items we buy now have a chance that they will reach all the way to the final boss of the game, particularly if we happen to find a lot of free rooms. So, effectively, we aren't buying temporary items. Effectively, what we're buying is permanent items, and then when you look at the cost compared to the benefits you get to damage, suddenly, if it's lasting for the rest of the run, it is an amazing item. I haven't had a chance to check chat, so RB, you can tell me, is Pew 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 making my wallet disappear?
Yeah, we are getting a few pew pew pews. They definitely petered out since that first announcement. But how much are you going to donate for each pew 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 in chat?
Well, it's not the number; it's a number of different people who do it. That's what Hotbot's counting, or hopefully counting for me.
Okay.
I'm planning on $1 per, but
Just really
We'll
quickly,
see.
I got the best hammer combo that I can get.
Concussion bomb.
Nope, my rocket also goes pew 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 now.
Ah, I see. Triple bomb.
Yeah, I got rocket triple.
You got second best.
Can you get rocket cluster?
You can get rocket cluster.
Okay, well, second best then, but that's still pretty good.
It is amazing. But yes, this is also pretty solid. So what we just got, and this is very exciting, now used to be that whenever Blaze fired a rocket, there'd be a delay before he's allowed to fire another one. Well, now he can fire 3 in a row in rapid succession before that delay kicks in. This means that his rocket, which is currently hitting for 280 damage a hit, now can be fired 3 times in a row, fast succession. My math says that comes out to 700 and... Nope, bad math, Mike. 840 damage. And once
I'm just doing
again...
the math in there, 804, go ahead.
Yep.
Here's the fee.
We are looking for Zeus boons, specifically because we still have that lightning strike on our attack, and pretty much most Zeus boons will just make it more powerful. Have we gotten static discharge or no luck there?
I did get static discharge, yep.
Yep. That is also a very massive improvement. What you see here is the 3rd boss of the game. This is Theseus and Asterius. They were enemies in life, and they are friends, possibly dating, no one's quite sure, in death. They also die quickly because this weapon is extremely overpowered.
I also used Megara for the first time, so might want to explain what that is.
I'll explain Megara when you get to the next mini-boss, but yes.
Sounds good.
For casual players, that boss is generally... What you see here is Blaze being very tricky. He bought from the shop before switching his keepsake off. So those +8 rooms will last for whatever item he bought there, too. It's a nice little trick. It costs maybe a second in time, but the payoff is really high if you can carry the item to Hades himself. Yep.
Try this way.
This is the Styx, alternatively known as the Satyr Tunnels. It's called that because, well, they're little tunnels, and you have to go through a couple of them in a row before you get to a final room where you get a boon. The reason we're going through these tunnels is we are looking for a satyr sack.
A snack.
What is a satyr sack, you ask? Well, it's a sack full of dead rats. By the way, this is Meg. We can summon Meg up to 5 times during the run. It is a special benefit you get from going through the plot. So new players won't see that. Even casual players won't see it for a long time. When we summon Meg, she deals 2,500 damage in a line, is very fast how quickly it's summoned, and if you're good at targeting, it's basically a sure thing hit. And Blaze has gotten very good at targeting it. That is why he ripped through that mini-boss in no time flat. Now, what we're hoping for here is a little bit of luck, because the Satyr Sack can be anywhere at the end of the second, third, fourth, or fifth tunnel. And we got the second tunnel. That is called good luck. It's a 50-50 chance of being at the end of the second tunnel.
Best RNG.
We take that Satyr Sack, we give it to Cerberus, and instead of having to fight Cerberus, we bribe him. And now we face Hades. Yes, this is our father, Hades, the final boss of the game. The guy who was literally sitting on the throne talking to us as we petted the dog at the beginning of the game. Like I said, this game has some very interesting plot, very curious way of telling stories, and here's one of them. Alright, the Hades fight is also going to be very quick, because this is a very overpowered weapon. Hades has 2 stages. In the first stage, he will occasionally turn invisible, and we'd like to hope he does as little as possible. When he turns invisible, like he just did, he's completely immune to damage, so we just have to wait for him to appear. In this stage, at the 1/3 and 2/3 mark, he'll temporarily go invulnerable, and he will summon adds to fight alongside of him. For the most part, Blaze will ignore those adds and simply rip through Hades' health like a hot knife through butter. In fact, we've just hit the second stage. In the second stage, he no longer turns invisible. Instead, he will do 2 different major things. One, he will occasionally fire laser beams at us, unless, of course, Blaze stops it like he... Oh, there we go. Laser beams. And he will occasionally summon some pots, which he never did. And he's down, and if you were playing casually, that would be the end, not of the game. The game has a very cyclical manner to it, but of a full run. You see a victory screen,
Fish.
and here's a fish. This is a mini game. Yes, it is costing Blaze some time, but free fish.
But I got a fish, and that first run went really well. So why not?
You can have a fish as a treat.
Yes, that's my reward. No, that went really well.
Yes,
good start. Good start.
And at the end of every run of Hades, Zagreus dies. There's only 2 ways to end a run of Hades, and they both involve dying. In one case, you die before you beat Hades, in the other case, you die after you beat Hades.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to talk about Death... Well, I shouldn't say I'm disappointed. I'm pretty glad. But we didn't get to talk about Death Defiances at all that run. If I use a Death Defiance, I'm going to donate $10 for every Death Defiance I use. So I'm at 0 still.
Yep. Death Defiances are this game's version of extra lives. The way they work is very similar to an extra life in, say, Super Mario Brothers. You die, except you don't get reset to the back level. You die, you instantly return to half your maximum life, and use up one of your Death Defiances. Alright, now we have used the second, or now we have done the second weapon, the bow. And we'll talk a little bit more about the bow in a second, because this is our first Chaos Gate. Chaos Gates are free rooms, which is great. They're also an odd type of boon. In this particular type of boon, the Chaos... that last one was awesome.
I took the wrong reward, but that's fine.
Did you?
Yep, I should have taken the key, but it's fine. Whoops, and I keep doing what I told you I was going to do and using my special because I'm just still in gun mode.
Yeah. So the way that the boons from Chaos work is, for 3 to 5 rooms, you get a downside. In this case, traps will deal more damage to Blade, so hopefully he doesn't step on any of them. And once that's done, he gets an upside. The upside in this case, that lasts for the rest of the run, is that he will have 1 more cast stone. That is particularly important for this weapon. Wow, you're just getting everything.
I'm getting all the goods.
Yep.
Oh,
So
wow, and it's free.
This weapon is particularly unique. The way casts normally work is that you have 3 cast stones, and they are basically ammunition. Anytime you use your cast, you fire a bloodshot across the room, dealing 50 damage to whatever enemy you hit. That's the basic cast. Then you have to go and recover the stone to be able to get your ammunition back. Well, this bow works very differently. Instead of firing, when you would normally hit the cast button, you load a cast into your bow. You can see me making this load motion, except you can't see me. You can load any number of your casts, and the next time you fire the bow normally, you already have all 4 of your casts now, just so you know, Blaze.
I do. Yep.
Next time you fire your bow, not only does it deal the normal damage of the shot, it will also all of those casts will fire along and deal their damage as well. This is particularly meaningful because Blaze got the most powerful cast in the game, the highly damaging Aphrodite Crush Shot, and even got it at rare level. It's hard to catch the damage as it comes out. We're looking for the pink numbers.
It's 169. Nice.
Yes, it looks like each stone is dealing 169 damage.
Yes.
And if an enemy is strong enough that it can take multiple stones a hit, those will all add up. This will pretty much carry us to the end of this run. This is, already dealing good enough damage to easily take out enemies in Elysium, and this is only Tartarus.
Yep.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the areas of the game. The way this game normally works is, as Zagreus, you are fighting your way to the surface in order to try to meet your mother, who is on the surface. That is the base story of the game. Your father, Hades, absolutely refuses to let anyone leave the underworld for any reason, doesn't care that you're his son, so he and all his minions are trying to stop you.
It's not a fun room.
No, this has been a terrible room. Not because Blaze is playing badly, just because the room is terrible, and it's even worse for this particular weapon. So you start in Tartarus, you fight your way through Tartarus, move on to Asphodel. Once you're done with Asphodel, you move on to Elysium, which is mythologically where the heroes go when they die, and then finally get to the Satyr tunnels, which are technically the real world. Those satyrs that Blaze were fighting and those rats were living creatures. And then once you've gotten through all that, you fight Cerberus, except you don't because you bribe him, and finally get to Hades. As a rule, the gods of Olympus are trying to help you get up out of Underworld, though they're doing under the pretense that they believe you're trying to get to Olympus, not to your mother. So, again, this is the first boss of the game. Now we're seeing Tisiphone. For casual players, this is usually the third of the Furies you ever meet. She is really hard for casual players and shockingly easy for speedrunners, because her big thing is that when she hits 1/3 and 2/3 of health, she shrinks her arena. Well, shrinking her arena is a mistake. It just puts her closer to you, which means, well, Blaze kills her extraordinarily quickly.
God, that happens.
What you're seeing now is why casual players have trouble with her. It's that bullet storm aspect of her. Blaze took a bunch of hits there, but had more than enough health and had just shredded through her.
I think if there's any, I think this might be a good time to do a couple donations really quick.
Sure. You got any?
Yes, I got plenty. We have $10 from Fluke the Wolf. Shout out to my friend Blaze and all of the wonderful people involved with Fastest Furs for organizing this fantastic event. Thank you for making the world a better place. Save the frames. We also got another one from Coda Husky for $10.
Hey.
I love Hades, and I'm so happy to see you playing it for a wonderful cause. The BF and I have been looking forward to watching you this evening, Blaze. Pet the good boy. Well, hopefully you caught the beginning of that run then. We got $5 from Seriously Surly. $10 from Hotbot, who says pew 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 pew. So just want to make sure you counted him in the one. And
He's the one counting.
Yeah. And then we have $20 from Telerin, who says good luck to moonblazewolf on his Hades run. And with that, we are $34 shy of $5,000.
Thank you for all the donations, everybody, before the run and during the run. It's all going to a great cause.
Be something I can use.
Thank you all very much.
All right. Moving on, we are now about to face the next mini-boss of the game. Oh, this is, for casual players, the absolute worst mini-boss in the game. No question asked. These witches, they just fire a bullet storm around the screen. It's like playing R-Type, but in a roguelike. You have no clue what to do, and odds are the first time you face them, you get demolished. Blaze, you'll notice, has ripped through them like a hot knife through butter. They are very susceptible to the bow. Blaze is going to reroll here. We are specifically looking for, and he's not seeing it, we're specifically looking for Blaze's favorite boon of the game.
Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah.
Not worth using all my rerolls on.
No. But instead, you got a pretty solid one called Frozen Touch. It is a revenge boon. Revenge boons are interesting in this game. Like you expect, they activate when you take damage, but they're actually really good. In a lot of games, revenge boons are just anywhere from bad to okay at best. Here, they're shockingly good. This particular one only does a little bit of damage when Blaze takes damage, but in a burst around him, it will give 10 stacks of the chill status effect to any enemies.
Oh, hi, Than.
And the chill status effect... Oh, hello, Than. Perfect time. All right, Thanatos. We are both happy and sad to see him. We are happy to see him because, well, he's our boyfriend and he's so nice. We are sad to see him because he is costing us time. He has a small cutscene when he appears, a small cutscene at the end of this fight, and he makes a few more enemies appear in the fight than would normally be here. That said, when he shows up, when he shows up, we get into a contest. And as part of that contest, if we kill more enemies, well, at least as many enemies as he does, he's going to give us a reward. And that reward is a centaur heart, which increases...
It's his heart.
Well, that's true. It's in his heart. Increases the maximum health of Zagreus by 25. So, very nice.
I'll take it.
All right, this is the final shop. So we are once again... Man, you just keep getting that.
Actually, I want all this stuff. Okay.
So we're once again going to see Lerny again. As mentioned before, this arena that we're seeing is because of the heat effect that Blaze took at the start of the run. The heat effect says that when Lerny appears, instead of being in this big, wide-open stage with lava only around the very edge of it, instead we have this really small, tight stage with lava practically everywhere. As far as we're concerned, that's really good, because it means when the extra heads appear, they're all very close to each other, meaning that we kill them a whole lot quicker, or as you can see. So, this is why EM2, Extreme Measures 2, to be specific, has been activated. Specifically for this arena and the time savings it gives, which is quite exceptional. It's going to be a little bit of a pain when Blaze gets to his third weapon, which is a melee weapon, and because, well, as you can see, Lerny hangs out in that middle area where, well, that means standing on lava, but it's still worth...
Oh my god, she's got these bodyguards. There we go. That guy took an arrow for her.
It's still worth the time. Something you may have noticed while we're playing through, and this is a subtle thing, but it really stands out for people who have played most of the video games, is that simply touching enemies doesn't actually hurt us in this game. enemies only hurt when they do some sort of attack sequence. This is particularly meaningful with that chill effect that we were talking about earlier. So when an enemy is chilled, it has minus 4% speed per chill, and it can stack up to 10 times. At minus 40%, enemies are extremely unlikely to get any sort of attack sequence off, which means that they simply can't hurt us. We can walk into them, be point blank on them, and hurt them as much as we want, and unless they can get an attack off, nope. Now we're seeing the heroes of Elysium. They are a pain in the butt, but not for necessarily the reasons you think of. Sure, they have weapons, and they deal modest damage, but the thing that makes them really a pain is that after you kill one, it turns into an eyeball. And if you don't kill that eyeball within a certain amount of time, it'll wander over to where another hero has died, or its hero died, and it will regenerate back into a full hero, which means you basically did nothing. So they are very frustrating, particularly for casual players. This is why you'll see that Blaze does not immediately move on to the next one after he kills an enemy. He takes the time to kill off the eyeball.
Oh my god.
The other thing you're seeing in here are flame wheels. They are an extremely frustrating enemy because the way they act is they charge suicidally at you, and if they touch you, they deal 10 damage, and then they die. In fact, they are such an annoying enemy that there is an item that you can buy from Charon's Well that literally keeps them from appearing for the rest of the run. This is Asterius again, but he's not in the final boss room. Yes, he appears as a mini-boss as well as a final boss. He has all of the same powers he has as a boss, but he doesn't fight to the end. He only fights to 1/4 of his health and then leaves. Additionally, the game rewards you for fighting Asterius as a mini-boss. If you fight Asterius as a mini-boss, when you get to the final boss chamber, Asterius will have 1/4 of his health missing at the start of the fight. This is a very meaningful number given that Asterius has 14,000 health. So cutting that down to 10,500 really helps, really speeds up the fight. Now, it was already a pretty fast fight, but still, this is a speed run. Every second counts.
Where's my dash? Oh my gosh.
Blaze is hoping for the same dash he got last time, but no
I
such
literally
luck.
can't get a dash on anyone, though. Like, it's not just him.
Instead, what he got was Razor Shoals. Razor Shoals is an interesting thing to mention because it is the only damage over time effect that you will see Blaze take this entire run. With one possible, extremely corner case exception in the next with the next weapon. The reason that Blaze is willing to take it is it actually deals damage fast enough that it matters. The damage over time, particularly at the level that Blaze got it at, is 20 damage every 0.2 of a second. As you can see here, Blaze is once again taking advantage of that Charon's Hourglass. The item he bought there will heal him 15% of his health every time he walks into a new room for the next, because of the Hourglass, 11 rooms. That won't quite bring us to the final boss, but it'll bring us all the way through Elysium and through most of the Seder tunnels unless we get very unlucky on RNG. That is the kind of sustain that means that Blaze can pretty easily trade health for damage without having to worry. That is generally the rule of thumb in this game for speedrunners, is health is a resource. If you have at least one hit point left when you beat Hades, that's all you needed. So, particularly against Hades, and in, say, Elysium fights, when you have some form of sustain like Blaze has, it's worth just taking the hits and going as fast as you can. If you'll note the room on the left there that we just very carefully avoided, it is a duel of the gods, a challenge of the gods. In casual play, that is a wonderful room. The reason it's a wonderful room is it provides 2 boons for the price of a single room. That's in casual play, though. Well, it would in this too, but we don't want to deal with it because it's an extremely time-consuming room. It has an opening cutscene where you then pick a boon, and then, well, you pick a boon and then you have an opening cutscene, sorry. Then you get into a fight that has always 2 waves, and whatever god you annoyed by not taking their boon throws in an extra little difficulty in that fight that makes it extremely damaging or slows it down in some way. It is pretty much a terrible fight, and then it ends with yet another cutscene. It is simply not worth it in any speedrun. So at this point, until we get to the boss, we're not going to see much different. If there's any donations, go ahead, RB.
All right. Yes, we do have one. $10 from Solaris, who says, "Heck yeah, Hades, go get a Moonblaze."
Thank you, Solaris. I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you. All right. This room is taking a little bit longer than Blaze would want, primarily because while witches die very easily, they also are very frustrating because they punish you for standing still, and Blaze is using the weapon that requires him to stand still a lot.
And I couldn't figure out where my cast stones were for, like, other than the one that was, like, off the screen that I couldn't get to.
That'll do it too.
Anyway, it's fine. Can I have a dash, please? Oh my gosh.
And we'll once again take advantage of the shop. And you will note that Blaze will take advantage of that shop one last time when he reaches the final area, just like he did previously, where he'll buy something and then he'll switch his keepsake. All right, Asterius and Theseus, we see them once again. The main thing that makes them so difficult for casual players is they have 2 entirely different fighting styles. Asterius will charge you, and attack you with his his axe, while the Theseus there will summon a god when he reaches half his health. This is Artemis coming to hurt us. But as you can see, Blaze is shredding through them, and they're dead. And I believe RB has an announcement to make.
We have hit $5,000.
Heck yeah, let's go.
And there is a bit of a caveat here. So the donation that put us over the edge is by Ian Keith for $24, who said, "Stretch those vocal cords, RB." And I did it because I said if we hit $5,000, I would read this Scott Steiner math promo as Theseus.
Oh, let's do it. I love it.
Okay. Let me just put this voice on. You know, they say all men are created equal. But you look at Asterius and I, and you look at Zagreus, and you can see that that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another fighter, you have a 50-50 chance of winning. But I am a genetic freak, and beloved by the gods above. So you've got a 25% chance at best to beat me. And then you add Asterius to the mix. The chances of winning go drastically down. See, at the 3-way at Elysium, you have a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I've got a 66 2/3 chance of winning, because Asterius and I have an unbreakable bond, Damon. So, Zagreus, take your 33 1/3 chance, minus my 25% chance of winning, and if we were to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3 chance, I've got a 141 2/3 chance of winning at Elysium, blackguard. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Elysium. I'm not on here for long, but you know what? Somebody clip that, please.
I love
Please.
it. That was
Add it
great.
to my demo reel.
Alright, I don't even know what to do. I'm just taking this blade dash because I'm probably not going to get anything else. This run has been so weird. We're going to go with it, though. It's fine.
I was so amazed that you went to Ares. That is something you'll
Well, yeah.
That is something I doubt you'll see again this run. Ares, while he does a lot of interesting things in casual, and one of the fastest speed runs in the game uses an Ares combo, with this particular set of weapons, he's pretty much a worthless god. Sorry to say that, Ares. I mean, I know you're the god of war, but that's just the truth.
It's gonna hurt you. If
I
this ends
know.
up being like a 5-ball, this is gonna be just painful. Hopefully it won't be.
Hey, I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah. Nope, thankfully. Okay, good.
All right, come on, Grandma, do us good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, not what you wanted.
A sack of something.
There's an ability that is like the bread and butter for this build that I was looking for like the entire thing aside from dash, and I didn't get anything for this build that I wanted, but it's okay. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, that was not at all we wanted, but it will be at least a little bit nice that when Blaze loads all of his cast stones into his bow, it'll just simply add plus 30% damage to all damage he deals until he gets those cast stones back. So, the nice damage boost that just works well with this bow. Alright, we're back to Dad again, and let's talk a little bit more about him since we didn't get to talk about all his stuff. You see the little green around the edges of the screen. That's because Blaze got hit with a skull. When Dad throws a skull at Zagreus, if it hits, not only does it deal 25 damage, it puts a negative status effect on called Burning Blood. While that status effect is on, Blaze will take double damage from Hades' attacks. So, want to avoid getting hurt at that time. What you also might have just seen there was Blaze
It was a
just...
misclick.
Oh, yes, that too. Was
We
Blaze
know that, but it's fine.
activating his keepsake that Hades actually gave him. The keepsake allows him to mimic the invisibility power of Hades. In fact, Zagreus called out Hades, and Hades responded with a very snide response. But yes, we are using his own tricks against him in this fight. Besides turning invisible, anytime that Blaze is invisible, all of his damage is increased by plus 100%. Remember how high those alpha strikes were already with a fully loaded bow? Yeah, that is a lot of damage. And as you can see, Hades has once again gone down.
That's 2.
Yep. Blaze is making this look easy, but this is not. Casual players will often get here and just
I did it.
have no clue what to do in this fight. We're about to see our second death and a little more walking through the main area. So is there a donation or two?
We don't have any new donations, which is good because I still need to kind of come down from doing the Snyder Math promo. But
Yeah, you deserve a break after that one, buddy. That was impressive.
yes, thank you. Yeah,
Don't
but
feel
one
the-
thing,
Speaking of
was
sustain, right?
yeah, I was actually going to comment on something because, you know, Hades kind of responds to you. That's one nice little detail of this game is that when you use a god's call, they anticipate the fact that you might be like fighting one of them in the Wrath of the God scenario. So like they thought of a lot in this game.
That is true. In fact,
Yeah.
there is there's an achievement you can get if you use the maxed out call against the god who gave it to you.
I just realized I took the wrong thing here, but that's fine. We're gonna make it work.
Take
This
this
is my old build, but I
Yep.
haven't been doing this lately. But it'll still be great.
What Blaze is talking about is we've now switched to the shield. For those people who have used the shield in Hades, you will probably sit here and watch them and go, Blaze, you know you have some other buttons? Yeah, he does. He doesn't care.
I have 2, maybe 3. That's all I need.
The shield actually has a lot of versatility. Besides being a melee weapon, which is how Blaze is using it, it also can be thrown, Captain America style, and you can use it to block, and then after a block, do a bull rush. Blaze will do none of those things. He will simply dash and attack, and it'll be very effective. What makes it so effective is that Blaze is using the Zagreus aspect of this shield. The Zagreus aspect increases the base damage from 25 to 40, and then
Hey, Firebird, do you have something to say, by the way?
Oh, hello. Did we get Dionysus?
We did.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed.
I'm feeling devious.
You're looking glamorous.
Let's get mischievous and polyamorous. Wine and women and
cultural
wonderful vices. Welcome to the cult of Dionysus.
Yeah.
Tried.
Oh, I probably should get quiet, but that song is such a jam. I love it so much.
Yep, that is from the Orion Experience. Give them credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
They are an amazing band, and we love the party god Dionysus. Gets all the credit.
Now I get title bashed.
Dionysus is a god that, to be honest, we will never pick him as a primary or secondary god in this run, but we won't be upset when we see him, because he gives some amazing support boons, unlike you, Ares.
I got his revenge boon, that's fine.
That's solid, yes.
Yeah.
But he gives some amazing...
Every god is useful, but some gods are not their main core abilities are not very good for the speedrun.
Yep, he gives some amazing support abilities. This is particularly true for two abilities, one of which Blaze already got, and another one called Strong Drink. And this is a shame, too, because I can tell you, in casual play, Dionysus is not only really good, but he's probably one of the most fun gods to play. But, unfortunately, his main shtick, his iconic power, is that he gives a poison-like damage over time effect called Hangover. And unlike the Razor Shoals, which we took earlier, the poison Hangover simply just doesn't have a fast enough damage over time to be worth it in a speed run. In casual play, wow, you can shred enemies with it. You can do a lot of fun things with it. You can also get a combo from him called Ice Wine, which is honestly one of the most fun boons in the game.
Literally got me through the entire casual portion of the game. I'm not even exaggerating.
Oh yeah, Blaze was doing Ice Wine runs for like 4 hours in a row on some days.
Yeah. If you play this game casually and you want to beat Dad, Ice Wine.
Those of you who are watching this, who know anything about speedrunning, may be wondering a little bit about why Blaze is using the shield. And to be straightforward, the shield was originally his third choice weapon. After he tried every other weapon to see if he could get better times with it. He tried multiple variants of the sword. He tried the spear once, and well, that was that. But
I'll try the spear again. I'll do the spear again.
The shield was sort of his last choice. But he chose it because it just fit his fighting style so well. This dash strike is something he's very good at. And the Zagreus variant, which puts it at a base 40 damage, adding on this epic Aphrodite boon on top of it that he's got, which more than doubles that damage, means that he just deals as you can see, very fast, very mobile damage with this weapon. Strictly speaking, for this run, it is technically not his third weapon. His third weapon for this run is technically the bow, because that is his safety weapon for the marathon. Yep. Normally, if he were trying for PBs or world records, he would actually be using the fist. There is a fist build called a Merciful End build that Blaze has used many times and has gotten some very good times with. It's just unfortunately not marathon safe at all. If even one piece doesn't fall into place, it suddenly just goes to heck. And, well, we're already in heck to begin with, so we don't want to make it even worse.
Turbo hack.
Yes. So, rather than do the horribly marathon unsafe run, we've got the shield, which, as you can see, is still doing really good damage. Another nice advantage of it is it's got extremely consistent damage, even if the build kind of goes awry. Blaze has gotten pretty much all the pieces for it. I'm not sure there's much else he needs to make this just kind of go burr. but
Easy does it.
It's solid. It's like the most consistent weapon I've ever played with. It's so much fun too. I love it.
yeah.
Oh, there you are.
But even if everything kind of went wrong, it would still just be dealing very good damage.
Yeah.
As you saw there, normally when casual players fight that particular enemy, it will fly into the air 2 or 3 times before they kill it. Blaze got it in 1.
Delicious.
Right now, right now we're about to go see Hermes. We've actually gotten a couple Hermes boons so far, but honestly we haven't had much chance to talk about it because there is so much to talk about in this run that Blaze could be playing the 6-weapon category, and I still wouldn't have time to tell you all about it.
Or we could play OO.
1 weapon, all aspects. Why the second O is there since all starts with an A? I have no clue, but you know, who am I to argue?
Oh, well, what's this?
It's a fun community. It's a very fun speedrunning community. They do lots of cool events and they're extremely supportive of new runners.
Hermes is special. Hermes is not one of the base Olympian gods. You'll never get a duo with Hermes, and he can always appear in any run, whereas other gods can be limited. You can get no more than 4 naturally.
Just what I need.
Ooh, that's okay.
Nope, we didn't care about any of those.
Gotta
But
try.
Hermes, on the other hand, will give you always some sort of support boon that usually has to do with speed, though occasionally has to do with money. Now we're going to see an interesting fight, where you're going to see both a really good benefit of the shield and a really big drawback. The benefit being that the shield will destroy these bullets so Blaze doesn't get hurt by them. Drawback being the shield pushes, and it pushes hard. So he's pushing these enemies into lava, which means Blaze has to stand on lava. And as we previously mentioned, lava is hot. Blaze just got one of the, both casually and in speedruns, best boons of the game, called pressure points. It means that every single type of damage that Blaze deals now has a chance of dealing a critical hit. Previously, you may have noticed that I was very careful to always say plus something % damage whenever... stop being a Thanatos.
Get in the way.
Plus something % damage anytime that Blaze deals damage. That's because most damage in this game is additive percentages. So plus 100% doesn't mean times 2. Well, it does for the first time you get it. But if you get plus 100% again, it's not now, it's not now times 2 again. No, it's just, total, you're triple. But critical damage...
Oh, wow, he almost beat me. Sorry.
Yep. Critical damage is actual damage multiplier. And that is an extremely rare thing. So since now Blaze can crit with any type of damage he deals, there's a chance that we will see, quad numbers appearing with some of these attacks. That's just very powerful and very good. At this point, there's not much left to this build except building on what we already have. We'll grab some attack boons if they're offered, say from Chaos, or we'll grab some attack items from Charon's Well if we can buy them. We'll get some additional boons from Artemis, possibly from Ares, since he's already forced his way into this, or from Dionysus, that will give incrementally improvements. But
we saw everybody but Athena, by the way. No Athena tonight.
Yep, no Athena. Which, if you're a casual player, this also probably seems a little weird, since Athena is literally the first goddess who gives you a boon the first time you play the game. And she's not bad. Unfortunately, she just doesn't give the right benefits for a speedrun. The damage boost she gives is basically the lowest of any percentage boost that a god or goddess gives. The benefit she gives, which is deflection, while it's really, really helpful in casual play, doesn't have enough benefit in a speedrun. Not compared to, say, the Aphrodite's benefit, which is on Blaze's main attack. That is weak. The weak effect says that if an enemy is affected by it, and they simply need to be hit to be affected by it, wow, that guy does not want to get hit by your splash.
He had some evasion. That was wild.
Yeah, had some jukes there.
Yeah,
but,
he was juking me.
yeah, you'll see the little pink ring appear around enemies that are hit. That means they're weak. They deal minus 30% damage. Oh, thank you.
That's a good one. Okay,
yep.
I don't think I need any more hit points. I have almost 300 hit points.
And minus 30%
Actually, thanks to
damage.
Dynamics, so yeah.
Yeah. Minus 30% damage is just very helpful because it means that we have less concern about dying in boss fights, and if we don't die, we don't use Death Defiances. And
did I use a Death Defiance? I used one, didn't I?
not yet. You have not.
Really? I
have
thought I
not.
used one with the bow, but okay.
Nope.
Well, that's lame. I'm gonna have to figure out some other reason to donate money then, because I don't want to not
You
donate.
shoot the moon. Come on, you always pay more when you shoot the moon. As this room has a shop, Blaze might skip it because of where it's located. Yeah.
And
You
also,
know-
I don't have a lot of money right now.
And he's broke.
I'm kind of broke, yeah.
Yeah. But in general, shops are great. By the way, this is also casually a very difficult boss mini boss, because until Blaze kills that giant ball of butterflies, it will infinitely summon little eyeballs that will turn into heroes. You'll note that in a speedrun, though, hot knife through butter.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Meg.
Yep. Meg actually would have killed it outright, except for the fact that it had armor. Something that we've not yet mentioned in this game. That yellow aura around some enemies is armor. It has two effects. One, it is effectively a blade of hit points. You have to get through the armor before you can get to the normal hit points. And this is particularly meaningful that if you deal a strike that deals damage to an enemy that would go past its armor, all spillover damage just stops. The armor goes away, but the spillover damage doesn't happen. The other effect of armor is it makes enemies immune to almost all status effects. So you need to get through the armor before you can do interesting things to them. I mean, they can still get hurt by certain negative status effects, and they can still get pushed around. But the main thing they're immune to, and this is very important, is they can't be stun locked. The melee weapons in particular, when you hit an enemy, it has a brief stun lock. And with how fast the shield goes, that's an infinite stun lock, basically. Unless they have armor. Blaze also has a second thing going on here from his hammer. You won't see it much because he mostly dash strikes.
I did a little bit here. I'll do it a little bit here.
If he stands still, he's not actually hitting once now. He is hitting twice anytime he hits. That's the benefit he got from the hammer. Pulverizing blow. The downside of it, which is sort of an upside and a downside, is he no longer pushes with his strike. This actually probably would have been really useful against the witches, but c'est la vie.
Hey, got anything else?
At this point, we are about to see Patroclus.
I am just not gonna die tonight.
Yep, this is Patroclus. Patroclus will give us one of 3 boons. If we've spent any Death Defiances, which we haven't, he'll restore all the Death Defiances we spent. If we haven't, the 2 boons he can possibly offer us, one of which is healing, which Blaze has used to be fully healthy upon walking into the boss fight. And the other is an attack boost. The attack boost actually lasts a modest amount of time, and it's not terrible, but the healing is just more effective for a speed run because it means you don't have to worry about spending Death Defiances on this fight, and instead can save them for the fight against Hades. Theseus, by the way, went down so quickly there because when he summons that god, he temporarily raises his shield and has absolutely no defense. Makes him completely vulnerable, and Blaze quickly hit with Megara, a few attacks, and again, hot knife through butter. If we get a chance here, he's in a good position. He'll probably talk to Supportive Shade real quick here. This is the only chance we get to see him. Right there, that's it. That is the only Shade in that entire arena rooting for Zagreus. You walk near him. You say a quick thing to him. You don't even have to press a button. Zagreus just speaks to him.
What else we got?
And like I said, we are once again taking advantage of that little trick. Switching
Not really.
to
I didn't get anything good, but that's fine.
nope. Switching to
I see some
Daddy.
big numbers off the traps, though.
Oh yeah. Did you get one or two of them?
I only saw one.
Okay. What Blaze is talking about is the Stygian Shard.
I know that's
so-
your favorite.
So normally traps can hurt us, and they can also hurt enemies if they hit them. Well, the traps in the Satyr tunnels, if they hit a enemy, will deal 600 normally. Now if they hit an enemy, they'll deal 3,600. This will kill any enemy dead.
Can't do that.
As a note here, something we haven't mentioned is why we hate satyrs so much. We hate them because they fire poison quills at us, and poison is awful. Poison is like lava, except, you can't just get off the lava to get rid of it. You have to, if you're poisoned in any way, you have to either end the fight in that room to make it go away, or you have to walk up to one of those yellow fountains and quickly hit the R1 button to clear the poison.
Or, if you have Dad's keepsake equipped like I do, you can activate it, and it will get rid of the poison.
Blaze is particularly proud of this because I'm pretty sure he found it. This is a nice little trick where the keepsake that turns you invisible also happens to clear status effects.
I knocked it into the trap, and the trap killed it. That was pretty great, actually.
Outstanding. Something we haven't mentioned before is you may have noticed that Blaze keeps going to a mini boss room as the first room he goes to. You think that this would be a weird choice since mini bosses are harder? Well, with one exception, in the Satyr tunnels, they're actually a lot faster than normal rooms that you can face there at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully we don't see that one exception. But
Not to be this one, because it's not a boss room, but...
yep. So that's why he's been. After that, often you don't really care. You just was that 2, 2, and 2?
Yeah.
Wow. This
Okay,
is
I got the best RNG, so there's that.
yep.
I'm gonna go spend it all on party guy here.
Well, strong drink's not going to help now.
I got time. Here, we'll throw some drinks at him.
Okay, this is absolutely terrible.
I'm
for
just
a run.
memeing. I'm just memeing. It's fine.
But Blaze is memeing here. Just so you know, for whoever's doing time
Yep.
will end when Hades goes down to 0 hit points at the end of the second phase.
Quickly as I can.
So he'll drop to 0 once, fully refill, and then dropped again. Blaze will call time. Yes. Blaze is memeing here. This is a very slow cast that lobs things and, does that and puts that effect on the ground. In casual play, it's a lot of fun. It's actually very effective in casual play for a lot of reasons, but it's not speedrun fast. Blaze has 280 hit points, 3 Death Defiances, and an extraordinary build going to this. We don't care. This is...
We're just having fun.
yeah.
Victory lap.
This
Yep.
is a victory lap. That's a good way
It's
to
for
put it.
everyone.
Invincible, Blaze will almost certainly activate Dad's keepsake right about... Come on, stop being invincible.
Well, there's also the invincible guys, so I'm trying to deal with those two.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's a unlikely thing to happen. He summons some ads that turns him temporarily invincible. Annoying. Normally you only see them in the worst mini-boss room in the game. Alright. Second half of this fight, you may note that when he does the big laser thing, if it happens at the end, the Blaze just gets real close. That's because there's a little bit of area right next to Dad where the lasers can't hit you.
Hey, I died. Okay.
Blazes use Death Defiance. $10.
It's fine. I kind of did that on purpose.
I'll be quiet
Time's
so
coming up here.
you can hear when Blaze calls time.
Time.
And that was Hades.
Great run and great game.
Ooh.
Hey Hotbot, what do I owe?
Thanks everybody. Let Firebird report on that. We got a little bit of extra time here. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who has been a part of the marathon.
Say hi to Hades
Um,
for me.
It takes so many people to put this on, and I want to just acknowledge everybody that has been working so hard and volunteered their time. I think we have something like almost 60 runners. We have almost 40 volunteers this weekend, and everybody is playing a really important part. Thank you, everybody who has donated. Thank you, everybody who has helped us spread the word about this event. We're really proud of what we've built here with Fastest Furs, and I just want to keep entertaining people and doing good things for charities. So please join us the rest of the weekend. Please come back, have fun, tell your friends again. We have 2 more amazing days of runs after this, and we got an awesome DJ set by one of my good friends, Darrow, after this, who, I mean, if you've ever been to a FurryCon, Darrow has probably been DJing at it, and he absolutely slays every time. So please stick around for that. Please come back and enjoy the rest of the weekend. I just want to really quickly on the Hades front, shout outs to the Hades speedrunning community in Discord. They are all wonderful and fantastic. I am not that good at this game. I'm going to be honest, like world record for this category is like 48 minutes. And my PB is a 102. I'm definitely getting better, but I have received a lot of support from the community. They do a lot of really good events, and it's a very supportive group. This is one of those games that a lot of people play. They probably feel like it might be a good speed game. I will tell you it absolutely is. And if you're curious about learning how to speedrun it, there's tons of categories. There's random categories like I did tonight. There's like fully modded categories where you know everything that you're going to get in every room, and you can just try to go as fast as you can. There's meme categories. There's so much stuff. It's a really fun community. You should definitely check it out. So thank you, Firebird, for being here as well. Thank you, Rhythm, for hosting, and thanks everybody else. Firebird, I'm going to let you send us out if you have anything else, and I'm going to go look for the good boy one more time.
Ventured successfully.
All right. Well, it has been a pleasure commentating this run. Thank you for letting me do this, and thank you, chat, for all of those wonderful donations.
And the pew pew.
And the pew pew pews. Let's finish this up with a good doggo pet.
Please be here. I'm going to be so embarrassed if he's not here.
Well, that was interesting.
Oh no!
So,
No! Why? All right. Well, I'm going to take a nap here. So thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. I'll be around. Take care. Bye now.